Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read and 12 signs again for you guys today. There's a lot of energy today about families and just overseeing bodies, like whether it's government or big institutions, because I'm getting like uprising of the children within the family to become sovereign, and also uprising within employees, like strikes and unions. And also then that would apply to any governing body, so governmental as well, and religious bodies. So there's an uprising of the little person, right? The worker, the child, okay, the people, as opposed to the people in control. So there's a lot of specifics here too. It's interesting because today is the 17th, it's August 17th, so 17 is the star, which is amazing energy, but also can be depression if it's reversed. The day adds up to 37-1, which is the King of Cups. So it's that masculine, strong, independent, selfish, focused energy. So not selfish in a negative way, but you need selfishness to survive. So the King of Cups is that unconditional love energy, and the star between them, that's dreams come true. And yet if the negative aspects of that energy come out, it can be very different, because the King of Cups reversed can be very emotionally detached or alcoholic. And then the star can be depression, so you can wallow into depression as well. So there's both energies coming out today. The read is very positive still, but there's a lot of other underlying negative energies at play still, so just to be aware of that. It was very sunny this morning. The sun has gone out now, so I'm not sure what that's about, but it's very still. Nothing significant came up for me this morning. I did the 12 signs earlier, but I did them over. I wanted to see what kind of energies were coming up, because a lot of the cards were coming up as reversed or negative energies, but it really is just kind of that energy today. That's why I wanted to bring up the overall energies, because you would think with the King of Cups and the star that it's really, really positive, but there's some undertones there that need to be addressed before we can get to that place. So the read for the masculine was done at 9:24, 25, 26. That's when I finished up arranging the cards. And 24 is the Queen of Wands, 25 is the Knight of Wands, and 26 is the Page of Wands, all very significant today, okay? The Page and the Queen of Wands were reversed, but the Knight of Wands, which was the main time here, the 25, the Y in the road, was upright, that Knight of Wands, okay? So, the major arcana for this read were Shadow, which is like the devil, Reason, which is like the, these were after the read actually. The Shadow or devil card was the only major arcana in the main read. After the read came up Reason or the Emperor, and also the Strength card. And before the read was the Indigo, which is like the Magician in this deck, the Syrian Starseed deck, and then the Star was also before the read. But again, the only major arcana in the read was the Shadow, which is really bringing up shadow work to do. And detoxing, okay? So two cups were there, 1 sword, 5 wands, so very fiery, and then 2 pentacles. So much more fire than anything else here. Only 1 sword, so that's not bad. And often when we get very fiery and active, it takes us out of our mind, so that makes sense that there only be 1 sword. And the pentacles and cups were both 2s, which is fine. The court cards were the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Okay, so that could be very much about 2 children, or just action-oriented and no people. So the Knight of Pentacles can be a practical offer or work, the loyal servant, and the Page of Wands came up as reversed energy today. So a lot of childlike frustration or lack of inspiration, So it could be tantrums with kids as well today. So people could just be, even though the energy is good, maybe the kids are kind of off, and so a lot of parents are dealing with kids with issues or just acting up today. The numbers in the code line were all about abundance and communication. However, communication, the CO were covered, so it came up with unication. So Mary Magdalene, unication, and cation, of course, is that charged ion, right? The one that magnetizes toward itself because it has open space, all right? Whereas the anion is more satiated, like there's an overabundance of electrons. So they want to give some away, whereas the Cation is able to receive. So they have a charge, they have a magnetic charge. So it's coming up as the unication, okay? So unification of Mary Magdalene, but also comes up as the dog's out, right? So Michael and Metatron. So the key today is abundance, which also breaks down to a BUN dance, which I always tell you about, because BUN is a marker for renal function. So it has to do, and you know, kidneys are all about clearing the physical body. So that is a purge of the physical body as opposed to the etheric bodies and the past wounds. So a BUN dance, so it's the dance of the transmutation and the unication of Mary Magdalene, the energy of the wounded warrior, okay? And also of Metatron and Michael overseeing the masculine and the feminines. I always see Metatron as overseeing the masculine twins and Michael the feminine twins. So the message here about abundance and communication for the divine masculine twin flames, and again, this is the masculine within the feminines as well. The numbers that came up were, on the code line, were all about that 57, which has to do with heartbreak and separation and heart issues, but it's reversed today. So it really has to do with healing and forgiving. And maybe apologizing as well. So 10 and 47 went into that, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 7 of Cups, the heaven in their eyes, the synchronicities that you need to follow, because that's your guidance, part of your guidance, also meditation. And then 11, 44, which are justice, and that 4 of Cups came up, as well as 14 of the Temperance card and patience. 99 also came up, which is all about the moon energy. 9 plus 9 is 18. And then 67 of the Knight of Pentacles came up, the loyal servant. 910, begin again. 46 of the children in the garden, the 6 of Cups. The 79 from me, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the graduation. 12 is the hangman, and then 49 is the 9 of Cups. 2152 also came up, which is 21 of the world, 52 of the Queen of Swords, who is in mourning. So the end of a cycle is coming up over and over again, and we have the 10 of Cups as the underlying energy there, all very positive energy. We have the 9 and 10 of Cups and the star all together and upright. But below that is the indigo, which is that magician energy reversed, but I'm getting the indigo child today. So the child, so it could be the inner child of the masculine, or they're actually child who may have issues. So regarding abundance and communication, the code line was all about a show of power, of the high vibration of the night, the good night, or the actual night time, having to do with synchronicities and heaven in their eyes for the feminine within the masculine, of crystals. Crystals came up also when I put the code line into the system today. It was really just coming up a lot about different crystals and the Super 7 quartz crystals, things like that. But seeing the key in the I and the R, like IR. And IR has to, you know, I worked in IR, so it's interesting that that came up, because IR is all about unclogging veins and arteries, right? Without having to cut you open, right? So an easier way to clear things, all right? And then the unication's coming up again. So a less traumatizing way of clearing things. So to see the keys of the abundance and the communication, right? Through communication, especially through heart communication, is an easier way to purge. The show of power of destiny is good for reaping rewards, the divine feminine's heart. To see keys for the masculine, see the keys that are abundance and communication, okay? To see yourself as abundant, okay? That you are abundant and that you can communicate, whether it's in the etheric realms with your divine feminine or in person in the 3D. The show of the high vibe power. 4 nights, also 10 nights coming up. So that would be the 21st or the 27th of August coming up. So both of those nights may be significant for reaping rewards, and this is definitely with the divine feminine, in seeing the keys or seeking the ER or emergent or IR, so someone might need to go to the hospital, but it really has to do with abundant communications, right? Urgent communications. To do it in an easier way where you don't have to get cut open, right? Or maybe even just do it a little bit at a time to break yourself in. But seek urgent, which means quick. It's like that tower moment. It's like allow that, so you're not thinking so much beforehand, right? To let it be sudden, so that you haven't thought about it and gotten yourself all anxious beforehand, like so that you can just be calm and real, okay? Because you know when you come together with your twin, you always become calm, even though you are very anxious beforehand. The night or night of, so different spellings of night, the nighttime and the knight or the warrior of Jesus aids part-time. So you have divine intervention part-time or help, or it's good for the night or the nighttime. I was getting 47, which is that 6 of cups, so which is your synchronicities and your guidance, but also 4 of 7 of crystals. All right, so of the 7 crystals, and that came out up online too, like I said, the Super 7 quartz. So 7 crystals, or the chakra system. The 4th one, right, if you start in the basic 7 chakra system, the 4th one is the heart. So the 4th of 7 crystals, or the heart chakra, I was getting the SS, which is Social Security, right? That's your national support. But also the SS Minnow comes up for Gilligan's Islands. The boat was the support, but it failed them, didn't it? Because when it's built on faulty foundation, it falls apart. So when the boat falls apart, you know, at least the boat saved them. They got to the island, right, without drowning. But it's also coming up about the divine feminine being the key for the masculine. And also Keir came up, K-E-I-R, which is a large vat in which fibers, yarns of fabrics are boiled, bleached, or dyed. And that was interesting that that came up. So someone might be making natural materials. Besides the Super 7 quartz, the Tri-Clinic system came up, and that was from uw.chem.wisconsin.edu, which is also another word for that is anorthic, which has the word north in it, A, north, I-C, I, Christ. And of course, your North Star, right? Your true north. Also, ACS, Omega came up, volume 3, number 10. So again, 10 was coming up again, so the 10 nights and the high vibration. And then the 3, along with the 4 nights, is coming up with the Empress and the Emperor again. And you can look that up if you want. The header was literally ACS, Omega, and Omega is the 24, the last Greek letter, which is also the Queen of Wands, the 24. That anorthic was coming up as a crystal system in lowest symmetry, no restrictions of angles or sides. So those of you who are in that field of work may be able to enlighten us a little more in the comments about that stuff and what it might mean for us. But as I get into the read here, we start off with the 10 of Cups, like I told you. This last card here is the Indigo, which is reversed. But all these other ones, this is the 9 of Cups upright, the Star upright, and then the 10 of Cups upright. So it's very powerful. And then we have the 9 of Cups upright again up above there. And the 9 of Pentacles. So the masculine and the feminine in their sovereignties, which is where they should be. Masculine needing to sovereign his emotions, and the feminine need to sovereign her manifestation abilities. So we have, like I said, the Indigo, which parallels to the Magician, but we do have the adult Magician reversed in the deck today. The Indigo child is coming up more like the Page of Wands masked child with the burning desire. That's like the Indigo child here. But they're both reversed energies today. So watch out for manipulation today. But the 9 of Cups upright, the Star upright, the 10 of Cups upright. In the family of 10, the top 2 and the bottom 1 are coming up. Only 3 of 10 with power of love. The first one and the last 2. So that's showing difference in generations. So maybe a grandfather and then the 2 youngest children. Or however you see that, it doesn't really matter. But coming up the masculine is happy alone. The wizard out from behind the curtain, frustrated or uninspired, or with a difficult child. the truth out about energy being drained, illness, sickness, overexposure, being burned, or literally radiation burn if someone's dealing with cancer treatments. Rebellion, to be happy on their own, to shine apart from the family. So whether that's the grown children or the divine masculine who wants to separate himself from his family, or his own child, empowerment. Maybe suing for sovereignty from their parents. All kings in underlying energy. So all the kings that came up today were all like kind of hovered here in this underlying energy right there. And it really was coming up as different families. It can be Romeo and Juliet, but it also could be two sides of a marital family, like, right? So your parents and your in-laws. Or your grandparents, one set of grandparents and the other set of grandparents, all right? It doesn't matter which you choose or which affects your situation, but that's the energy that was coming up. Like two sides of a family who don't see eye to eye, like they have their own way of doing things. So all kings in the underlying energy, the King of Swords came up two different ways. There could be two different King of Swords. One was coming up upright and one was coming up reversed, right next to it in the foundation. So and I'll get to that, say it could be two separate families. The King of Swords upright and the King of Swords reversed. The King of Cups was also reversed, but the King of Wands and King of Pentacles both definitely upright in this read today. The Empress was coming up two different ways as well. The Empress with the King of Swords upright was coming up upright in the underlying energies. However, she also comes up in the sidebar note at the top after the read as reversed, along with the Knight of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. So it could be a mother or grandmother with two kids, and they're all in negative energy. So they may be in the wrong, or they may be upset because of not having a choice about a situation where they're now alone, maybe a single mother now. Because it looks like someone feels like they have a large physical burden now, having two kids on their own, but all three reversed. So the Empress upright, dumping emotional attachments, or her behind others dumping emotional attachments, ahead but leading the way back to deal with a Page of Cups reversed. Page of Cups reversed could be just the masculine who may be very vulnerable, or it can be, it's come up recently too as a Leo, who always expects to get their way and doesn't, so they have temper tantrums or just spoiled or whiny, that kind of energy. But it could just be someone who feels very vulnerable or is shy, or also is rejected or feels rejected. But someone on their way back to deal with the Page of Cups reversed, which at the end, that sidebar note I told you, comes up the Page of Cups reversed with the Knight of Cups reversed and the Empress reversed. So that definitely could be a single mom with two kids. But there's an injustice under the rule of the King of Swords, who's coming up as militant, cutthroat, sitting on 16 channels, which is the Tower energy, which could be a stereo system, as simple as that, or a movie theater at home, or a video system in every room of the house, like no one has privacy, or has a stable of children locked up. So that's the worst case scenario. Obviously, that doesn't apply to most people. Someone could be, a really dark person, someone who does illegal or immoral things, having a stable of children locked up. That came up already this week, so that's coming up again. The Empress or Taurus upright, so that could be sex trade, but also can be, I was getting someone harvesting children for their psychic abilities. So there's two different scenarios there. The Empress or Taurus upright and the King of Swords upright with injustice, because the Justice card is reversed here, or Libra reversed, and a Page of Cups reversed between them. All right, so the King of Swords and the Empress are coming up upright, but the Libra reversed and the Page of Cups are coming up reversed between them. But I'm still getting that the King of Swords there's dark energy there with that Empress as well. So it can be both. They can be just dealing with difficult children, or the Justice reversed, or it could just be a Libra reversed with that Page of Cups reversed, may be the ones who are victims of these two other people. So let's get into more of this. There's a lot to say. There could be a family with a rebellious child, an emotional sovereign, and a star within the family. And then I was getting all in the family. That also can reference a family who supports the star child because they tend to live off of that child. Someone runs their family with an iron fist, a militant rule. The father who is military or police, or may have good intent from his perspective, or he is just dirty or unlawful or immoral, and his mother or wife as well supports him, but the court system and a child do not agree. And as I said, that sidebar was the Empress reversed with Knight of Cups reversed and Page of Cups reversed. So this Empress may end up having to take the children because the King of Swords there may have gotten in trouble. So she may be, or leaving her, so she may be stuck with the kids by herself. Clearly walking away and within with patience, carrying a large burden. So that could be that mom and two kids, or it's a Sagittarius angel with a large burden of leaving behind the Empress reversed with the two kids. On the other side, the King of Wands is upright and the King of Pentacles is upright, saving, grounding an offer of money or a new life from a disconnected lover, or love that he can't see face to face or eye to eye. That's at 1025, so that's important. A 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 25 is that Knight of Wands. It's also the Y in the road. But the masculine standing up for himself in why he may have run away, stole or cheated, or hired a detective to spy for the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands and King of Pentacles can be two separate people, or they can be the same person. The King of Pentacles could be the King of Wands in the past, like, all about money and status, but in a good way, right? He is upright, all right? So collecting evidence to defend self or their position with little lizard on their platform. So they may have a child at their work trying to teach them something, or it could be an intern or something like that. The King of Pentacles saving, and I sneezed when that came up. The King of Pentacles saving money and or holding on loosely, grounding, having received energy or money or an offer of a new life in the past from a lover when he didn't need it because he was doing well financially, and then disconnected from partner or lover, or one he had great affection for, ran away, and then to defend his position of being the King of Wands now, the man of passion, whereas before he was all about money and status, although a good man, but has since changed since he met his twin. This is the masculine speaking, saying, I deserve love, he says, and this could be the one. No longer wanting to be connected to unlawful or immoral connections, even within his own family or social circle. Or in the past, the King of Wands was the King of Pentacles because of his partner's financial infusion or family wealth, right? So he had a lot of money because of his partner. A big work-love connection is now out, as well as his 5D world. The High Priestess with the keys to the King of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, or Dark Priestess with ankle bracelets and big feet with skeletons, bubble blowers, or holding other people's skeletons for ransom, or karmic with knowledge of the twin connection, bribing the Divine Masculine, or bribing him for other activities that she may or may not have pulled him into, or calling him the superhero with hands-off policy who chases girls or had an affair, or they have an open relationship but always comes home to mama. So it's just kind of a conceited karmic coming off this way, but she could be bribing the masculine for anything she knows he doesn't want out there to get what she wants. But obviously that's not for everyone, but for someone, a masculine with an open relationship with his current karmic, that's her saying this, like, yeah, he's the one at work with a hands-off policy who chases girls and had an affair, or now we have an open relationship, but as long as he always comes home to mama. So it's kind of a weird connection there. He can't, and her saying, he can't resist my dessert, okay? So it's really coming from a conceited person. But mostly karmic holding information about twin over his head. The dance, the perfect reflection, the do-si-do with the pillar between them. The Queen of Cups, their affection, she's coming up upright. The karmic would cause him to fall so she can pretend to save him, that's one scenario, and show him how bad all the other women are, right? So she causes him to trip up and fall so that she can then save him and show him how much he depends on her and must have her in his life. So that's one scenario. The High Priestess with the cat and ankle bracelets and big feet and one really low cleavage, or all about sticking the Divine Masculine's face in her boobs, may be playing both sides to manipulate you. Or one is the karmic and one is a friend that you always run to for comfort, who isn't just your friend, that she wants more, or she could actually be the karmic's best friend or even the karmic's lover, but also may be manipulating you to get you to be with her. Could also be a sister or a friend at work, or just a karmic who does spell work to keep the Divine Masculine under her control, including using crystals and keys and a bubble blower stick and cranberry or other fruit rings or wreaths of fruits, and doing work in the garden as well. So the masculine may be aware of that, or they may not know what they do. But this is a karmic who uses rose pink on everything, not just feng shui, but actual spell work to try to manipulate the masculine to do what she wants him to do. Intent to remove another's free will. Self-love comes up for the masculine here, 61, which is that risk card, the risk of self-love. And then underneath that is spiritual career, which is number 78, or the 10 of Pentacles, right? That's the ultimate dream family. Definitely water sign energies were coming up all around that energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Or Divine Masculine wants a new 5D career. And love with the Queen of Cups upright, with the King of Pentacles upright. Death, end, transition, transformation is out in the open on one side, sovereign on the other. Kids or twins between, or death of independence with single parenthood now. So someone might be becoming a single parent. It was 1056 when we turned the page, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 56 is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, or someone pretending not to know. Suffering in silence, up nights purging, stressed, crying, confused. The happy person alone, the masculine finding his own emotional sovereignty. The Divine Feminine in manifestation sovereignty. Twins in full transformation, having survived the 4D bridge, purgatory, to celebrate life on the other side. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. A barrel of monkeys, or monk keys, right? The keys to going within. Hip hip hooray. I was just getting hip hop as well. But hip hip hooray. Logs and beams exposed. 5x7, which is then 35 millimeters I was getting. It's actually 35 the Mary Magdalene energy, but I was getting 35 millimeters, so someone might have a gun as well. And Jesse got a gun, came up, I think, twice this past week. I was getting hip hip hooray, here's to MM. So Mary Magdalene and Metatron and Michael, thank you for getting us through the journey. To the children in the garden of vibrant colors and peace with all the animals, the bunny, the frog, the cat. However, the cat may be a cliffhanger for the next story or episode, since the cat is now staring into the lens. Watch out for the kid. They could be watching out for the kids, the cat. All comes together in wine country or a chalet, playing in August with kids and or twins and pets, purging and readying selves, both sovereign, by September. Huge coming together, happiness in September with full transformation by Scorpio season. 3 and 9s came up. We actually had 3 9s in the underlying energy. Well, that never happens. And they were all upright energies. The only one was missing is the 9 of Wands, which is reversed, the wounded warrior energy within the body of the reed. So we actually had all 4 9s that were very prevalent here, right? So endings. No 9 of Wands, which needed to be dropped, but it was within the reed. The 9-10, now ready to begin again. After long dark night and purge of the Divine Feminine, now the Divine Masculine comes through the bridge. Complete emotional fulfillment with 9 and 10 of Cups, upright, and the Truth or Excalibur, Merlin, King Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere. Satisfaction with self and family, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, and self-love. So these 3 people can be siblings, partners, all finding peace with their family and yet finding their own sovereignty. So like I said, becoming separate from the patriarchy, And that the patriarchy was still trying to, part of the problem in the 12 signs today is the patriarchy was trying to retain control, because I kept getting, you know, the red guys upright, like the Hierophant and the Justice card and the Emperor. You know, you don't want to see all of them upright, because that's like the patriarchy maintaining their control. So siblings, partners, finding peace in family. And then we get into the recently position. I'm going to show you the cards first, and then I'm also going to tell you the signs and the court cards going on today. All right, so we have that 10 of Cups in the underlying energy. Recent past is the Truth, the Ace of Swords. Down here is the foundation, is the 6 of Flames. It's hard to see it, but we have those two clarifiers and then those two, the King of Cups reversed and the 10 of Pentacles upright. The Ace of Wands or Flames in the middle. The 7 of Crystals is the Challenge, which is also the Divine Feminine's Heart in that deck for me. The 4 of Flames or 4 of Wands at the top. There's the other underlying energy. Bridging across now to the Near Future card, which you see him right there, right in that Christmas door window of the Wounded Warrior. He's reversed, right, surrendering. Masculine sees himself as the Knight of Pentacles, but that definitely can be upright and reversed today. All the Romance Angel cards you see there. And then around him is the 4 of Chalices. Blocks he needs to clear is that Masked Boy of the Burning Desire, the Page of Wands, Seeker of Flames. It is reversed energy today. And then we have the Shadow or the Devil card at the end there, along with the numerology cards, and you see that 88 is right there. Okay, I wanted to keep that open so you could see it. The card that you can't see really is 2 flames, and then the Emperor is above that, or the Reason card with those 3 dots, the pyramid. And then above that's the Strength card, also upright. And then the clarifications, and there's that sidebar that I told you about, the Empress and the 2 kids. Okay. And then the 12 cards that I pulled here, those are the underlying energies up top. Then it starts with Aries as the King of Swords reversed going across until we get down to Pisces there with the 9 of Swords reversed. So you can see as a first look, there's some difficult energies today. And these are some of the cards I pulled afterwards, and I'll get into that as well. The Fool is the underlying energy after the 4 cards at the top. So we'll get into that in a minute. Okay. So before I go into recently, I'm going to tell you the signs. Aries was very much upright today. Aquarius was upright and reversed. Leo upright and reversed. Scorpio upright completely. Pisces upright and reversed. Cancer upright and reversed. Taurus upright and reversed. Capricorn was all reversed. Libra all reversed. Virgo all reversed. Gemini upright and reversed. And Sagittarius all upright. Of the aces, the Ace of, I'm only going to tell you the upright ones. Ace of Swords and Ace of Pentacles were upright. Of the kings, the King of Wands was upright and the King of Pentacles. Although I did tell you the King of Swords was upright and reversed, so it could be 2 separate people, but I wasn't even getting great energy with the upright King of Swords. So take it as it comes to you. Of the queens, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles were upright. Of the knights, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords were upright. The Page of Pentacles was the only one that was upright. And of the 10s, the 10 of Swords was the only one that was reversed. And of the 9s, the only one that was reversed was the 9 of Wands, which I told you about, the Wounded Warrior. And then the 5 cards, which you really want more reversed, were all upright today. All right, so 5 of Swords at war, 5 of Wands at battle, 5 of Cups, grieving, and then 5 of Pentacles, abandonment or destitute. Okay, those energies were all upright today, so dealing with that. However, the Lovers were upright and reversed. We had a reverse card here, but for the main part of the read, the Lovers was upright. The Emperor and Empress were both reversed, except for the Empress in the side note. She was reversed. The 4 of Cups was reversed. 2 of Cups was reversed. Okay. So recently, the Ace of Swords, or the Truth, that was definitely upright energy today, of finding happiness without their family. An opportunity to see all angles of the gold coin, the Christ consciousness, to study with the Fool or be the Fool with an open heart, free to leap, take risks, heal, and dream. The foundation, as I wrote this stuff down, was 1126, which is that Page of Wands energy with justice, and the train horn was blowing a few times there. The 6 of Flames, attention to the King of Cups reversed and the King of Swords reversed, both flanking the 10 of Cups upright and the 10 of Pentacles upright, right? So that's all positive family energy, but then you have 2 kings reversed on either side, you know, could be one, the parental family and the marital family not getting along, right? So the families themselves are okay, but the kings in each don't get along. Or it could be a false family appearance with two really negative kings, okay? So there's a false image here. One side of the family good, another side may be tainted, and piggybacking off the other's good name. Centrally is the Ace of Flames reversed, the High Priestess, secret, intuitive, or someone with psychic abilities, present to stress and suffering, up nights with headaches and or purging and crying. The Queen of Swords reversed, connected to spirituality, or could be a Taurus reversed or connected to a Taurus reversed in breaking contracts and or a divorce. Just someone who's outside the box. Frustration, holding back the third energy. Intuition present, purging silence, untruth, and hurtful words, and a divorce. The challenge being the Seven of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine's heart, now open to the Divine Masculine and others, implementing a plan to spend savings or how to spend on a new project together. Able to find peace in the Knight of Cups offer of love, although the Knight of Cups with slowdown or turn down, unable to find peace possibly with their work, stuck in emotions about over-isolating, mental illness, or now coming out about something they'd hidden, conceding to the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles putting it out there, holding back feelings and a passionate exchange, with the King of Wands constantly hovering over them at work, hearing the call to action, final judge or announcements or judgment of the truth now made. They're coming through. This was at 11:44 to 45, which is the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups. So that has to do with the mastering, grounding, and integrating, boredom or feeling sorry for yourself, and then the grieving process, where you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself, right, and get over any loss or regret. It's about healing yourself. We turn to page 1145, the grieving process of justice or injustice. The Queen of Pentacles, grounded and sovereign, exposed, yet tempering their feelings, while the King of Wands is giving up due to the Knight of Swords or the Messenger of Truth coming in to work, could be a messenger, work, church, school, or place of co-creation, announcements there of the truth, a Hermit or Virgo coming out with the truth, a Libra in downturn, slowdown, or retrograde, stuck in their emotions, or Aquarius, which was coming up as blowhard, so someone might, you know, who only hears the sound of their own voice. But Aquarius blowhard was coming up with cutting truth at work. However, the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords are finding peace, offering love, and spreading the word. And that could be children actually liking the twin flame journey. So now is crowning the Four of Wands or Four of Flames, putting union out there, the Divine Feminine Sovereign holding back their third energy, conserving their energy, for the Divine Masculine inspiration, for him to come forward into his knowing, into his intuition, or to message the High Priestess, or for the secret to come together to co-create and celebrate together. So it's like the feminine waiting. They're both conserving their third energies actually now. I was getting that neither one of them are having sex with anyone else. Depends where you are in your journey, but for those who know, that is the energy for that now. But it's like the feminine waiting for the masculine. He needs to come into his bravery, into his courage, to come forward instead of always allowing, you know, always expecting women to come to him because he's always had it easy that way. The Divine Masculine awakening to come fully into his power, to lead the way to physical union. Now that the Divine Feminine, or the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the Divine Masculine, the Nine of Cups upright, putting it out there, yet being strong to not be reactive and be calm, detoxing of always having to express every feeling. So letting go of needing to tell a big story, or just maintaining 0 point and staying balanced. When the King of Wands is disconnected from love, so the Divine Feminine has to stay very balanced in that respect. Because if the Divine Masculine comes forward disconnected from love, but offering money, work, or new life to end pain, to feel bliss whenever the swords fell out of back, right? Because that's an addiction to pain, so that you can get the bliss of the release of the pain. So you have to be careful. There is still abandonment and destitution to face. So whether you face that together in union or decide not to is always your choice if they still need to grow more in coming together to co-create without love being offered. Death be not proud in final judgment of instability and no physical union, or moving to settle up in a final divorce judgment. Someone must sell their house to settle the inequity between them. The truth of divine masculine being judged sweetly may have got off easy, or a hand slap can be how it is seen in coming out, or about dumping their trophy wife, a third party, gossip, drinking issues, being overwhelmed, crying in reunions, crying from loss of good fortune, a trophy wife spreading the word or gossip about the end of the War of the Roses, laying down swords, possible apologies in moving or ending a marriage or cancellation of a wedding or a party, or had to sell their house, lost money on a house, or a home that was demolished. Soon the wounded warrior concedes. Another Christmas window opened of Jesus on the cross and then taken down. Twins breaking patterns, tripping up at the Y in the road, of insecurities and manipulation. A high vibe energy used up in never-ending deliberation, right? It's a waste of energy. Master manipulator with ill intent, purposely taking them down. Masculine sucked into bad decisions, poor judgment, only left showing his low vibration to his twin and his kids because of the manipulation that he was pulled into. Or constant deliberation. Someone did on purpose to lower his energy in order to take his energy. Burdens, hard labor for the Queen of Wands reversed, deception about home, lover, and union. The wounded warrior now choosing peace over deception and drama queen. That was at 12:12. The hangman and the hangman. The divine masculine is coming up as seeing himself as the Knight of Pentacles, but it is in the reversed energy today, right? So it could be someone who's stubborn or just unable to work because they're purging or refusing to work or go forward or move. But he's coming up as suddenly blowing his top or lost his crown or blew his crown, so blowing his crown wide open, or that a fire happened or something electrical issue happened, or a faulty foundation happened, explosion, eruption, epiphanies about choices of path at 12:14. 12 is the hangman, 14 is the temperance card of patience, and choosing the left in a choice of path, the divine feminine or the new way of seeing things. Having been stubborn, divine timing then came in justice of negative self-talk, his own negative self-talk about the Queen of Cups, if that is the feminine, or whoever it might be around him that he needs to see in a different way, or illegal communication or illegal access to communication, online, phone, etc., or pending divorce decree, but still no message about it, or injustice of spying on the Queen of Cups who is a good person, or having them investigated, or illegal access to their information, or his refusal to budge caused him to be blown away by what information the Queen of Cups was able to access, and that could be from psychic abilities. Queen of Cups is known to be intuitive. That was confirmation. Okay, so engagement comes up for the masculine in the romance angel cards, chemistry, give your relationship a chance, and then express your love and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Around him, or how he is seen, is the Four of Chalices or the Four of Cups reversed. No longer settling in love, wanting to start over in love, a bold move to another world, or moving or traveling around the world, or to another neighborhood where the divine feminine's world has been turned upside down, or traveling to complete a cycle. The Knight of Wands passionately moving back away from the Queen of Wands reversed, who is still fighting or conflicted. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Page of Wands, the masked boy or difficult child, or a Leo not working or malaligned with their head in the clouds, or assuming that the Page of Wands reversed, the masculine assuming this Page of Wands reversed can tame their inner beast of streetcar named desire, always wanting more and more luxuries, not settling by overindulging in superficial life, gossip, third parties, too many parties, or no parties at all. Any which way, there's no joy involved. Or the karmic is refusing to settle to be the divine masculine's third party, seeing the divine feminine synchronicities all the time, the Leo with pride but not working or refusing to work, uninspired and frustrated. Or again, that can just be a child. Or the Queen of Wands reversed is the person going back to fight the divine masculine or fight the divine feminine for him. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups is upright. There is abundance, communication, but even more so for the masculine is pride needs to be dealt with. That has to do with ego and ego death. The truth out of the shadow and the shadow side, the shadow work, and the web of lies. Repeated reunions and overindulgences, not of love, but of war over home and no affection. Detox, rehabilitation, hospitalization, and or arrest in a breakup with the Queen of Wands reversed, no longer bored, no longer partying. Deception is out deception is out with the master manipulator. Okay, so in Detox, a prisoner unable to work or had to sell their house due to anxiety issues or any kind of addiction issues and refusal to work or move, stubbornness, laziness, addiction behaviors, but now also the truth of a third party, twin flame, co-creating with the Emperor in the 5D meditation and or sleep, which obviously has got no control over when you're sleeping. The Emperor very strong, or the twins on fire. Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Gemini, Cancer energies here. Deception of grieving and healing from a broken heart, implementing a plan, strategizing another step in the war after the war is over. And this is coming up as the karmic energy. The Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, wanting to be the one who dumps the divine masculine. So they're pissed, even though like a divorce may be completely over and done. It's like the karmic still wanting to create more war so she can dump him, just and reverse that. It's just really kind of funny how it's coming up. Still trying to take down others before they can get them. At 1241, which is the Hangman, and the Ace of Cups, which was reversed. All right, there's definitely a dumping here, or just someone down in the dumps. Crying, purging, overwhelmed, pushed to your emotional limits. Scorpio energy coming up here. Death, transformation, transition, and the dark night energies. So at 1241, dark night surrender to end up on top. So the masculine, it's like the masculine's surrendered to his dark night and ends up on top. Or it's the karmic now, because she's resisting everything that's going on in the dumping of her or a breakup of a relationship, she is now pushed into her emotional limits, causing her to go into her dark night of the soul. So whether she is triggered by her twin or not, I don't know, but it's kind of coming out that way. Capricorn reversed, Aries and Leo both upright there at the end. However, that doesn't mean the uprights are in the right. Scorpio at home with dark night, they are the phoenix rising. Water signs may be struggling through full moon deceptive energies, right? Because the water signs are very sensitive that way. So the Ten of Cups, family completion, emotional fulfillment gets attention, success, good news. Of the Knight of Pentacles on strike, or right, or at a stance, the stance or strike was overruled. Union not settling for anything but the truth and triumph, holding back energy and creativity, causing issues with implementing the next stage or the next project at work. The wounded warrior concedes. The Page of Wands reversed, a child not understanding why they conceded, has a tantrum or whatever, unstable in a move or an end of a home, business, marriage, or a wedding or big party that had been planned. Due to someone's need to detox, get rid of the devil, addictions, codependencies, to choose a new path, or the twin flame, the new, the reason of strength and pride. Thought to be good, but ego is what ends up taking you down, into the dark night of the soul. The indigo, happy alone, away from famous family perhaps, family of truth and triumph and finding emotional happiness in their independence. Or unhappy indigo child sees stardom as happiness, whether you're alone or with family, right? Stars in their eyes. Happiness in uninspired and frustration when truth is there's an illness or draining children around the masculine. So he might come off as happy all the time, but really is very drained all the time because they're dealing with their own illness or family illness or draining children. Child succeeds in separating from family control, or triumph in ending a family and celebrating alone. Good news, success, attention of holding back energy at home, or 4, holding back the energy for a union. Both the divine masculine and divine feminine not having sex until union. The challenge being the plan for the next step. The divine masculine being stubborn at a standoff instead of being loving and surrendering to detox, or not settling for tantrums, deception, and someone with no inspiration. There's a detox of home and or union, twins maintaining self-control with their eye on the prize, despite fire sign, whether it's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, intentions to continue the war, now falling into the dark night themselves. So the topic was the third energy today and holding it back, holding back passions, holding back the third energy, and the frustrations that may be associated with that, and also then the challenge being the plan to go forward. How do we go forward from here? So that is the read, and I'm going to get to the 12 signs for you now, but I just want to pick up the clarification cards first. I'm just going to turn it away for a second so I can do that. Okay. Grab all these. The underlying energies for, it starts with the Fool. That's not the top card. The top card is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So that can still have to do with just the slowdown in the retrograde energies as we build up speed and momentum to go forward again. Maybe that's building up towards when Saturn goes direct. I think that was September 18th. I remember that because it's my birthday. But, and then there's another, I guess the full moon's the 14th, I think I remember hearing someone say. So that's an important day because that 14, of course, is the Temperance card of the twins, the angels, the patience and balance, as I'm messing up all my cards. So we have the Fool reverse is the 5th card, the Fool upright is the 5th card down, and then we have the 2 of Cups after that. So the water signs are headed by the 2 of Cups, which is really good for them. All right, I think I have all my mini cards now. All right, let's show you the 12 cards over here. Okay, so we have the underlying, so like I said, this Fool right here is the 5th card down, and then this is the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, this was the 1 on the bottom of the deck. So the fire signs have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the earth signs have the Judgment up top, and then the air signs have the 7 of Cups at the top, and then water signs have that 2 of Cups at the top, which is really good energy. So again, this is Aries going across all the way to Pisces here. So we're going to get right into that and clarify for you guys. So first we'll go into Aries, why Aries has the King of Swords reversed and why the Wheel of Fortune is above Aries. All right, King of Swords. Everyone take a deep breath, please. I have to plug this back in too, so we don't lose power. Okay. So why does Aries have the King of Swords reversed? And the King of Swords reversed definitely came up in the read today with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So big power families. They were coming up as famous families as well as, 10 of Pentacles is a wealthy family. So there definitely could be power families involved here around the masculines, but some definite negative energy with the King of Swords reversed and the King of Cups reversed. All right, I'm still shuffling just for everyone, then I'll just shuffle the other way. All right, so now for Aries. The best and highest good of all is concerned across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why Aries with the King of Swords? The Devil is kind of popping up off the top, but that's not how I usually pull them. So let's see what comes up for Aries. All right, so we have the Hierophant and the Page of Cups reversed. All right, so this can represent the establishment. It can represent religion, a marriage, whatever, tradition, any kind of contracts. But here's that energy of that Page of Cups. Very vulnerable or feeling rejected or just whining because they're not getting their way, because they're used to getting their way. But either way, it's a very young energy, not in their power, obviously, not being that loving little child. So with the King of Swords reversed, and this is coming up too after the battle, so all right, so there's been a big event and a big fight, which is over now. This is like the aftermath of, this could definitely be abuse of a religious leader. And whether it's a religious leader or not, that's the energy I'm getting, of children. So someone, whether it's a religious leader or other kind of leader, like I said, there's someone who's holding children for sex trafficking or for their psychic abilities, or whatever it is, being abusive. And that could have to do with abuse of a divine masculine for Aries there in the past, which is now maybe coming up for him to clear that wound, okay? So again, this is huge, something huge that came out in a big fight, all right? And now frustration as well, holding back their third energy. So not only the twin flame stuff, and this is having to do with the family coming out. Let's see what's coming up with some of the other signs. But again, their world turned upside down with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Like the little person dealing with the establishment. This can have to do with unions and strikes as well, because that came up in the read. Whether it's just a strike at home of a child and wanting their independence, right? Or at work or in the government, however it works. So now we have Leo as the, as soon as I said Leo, this popped out. Leo has that 8 of Pentacles reversed. And these are the cards that came out for Leo. So this is after the war. All right, so laying down of swords. And this is, for me, the war within, right? You can't have a war outside yourself unless it starts within. This is ending it, possible apologies, someone offering some love to end a war. And this could actually be a third party offering love to end the war. Also loving themselves first to end the war, like, and helping other people love themselves first as well. But this is, with that energy reversed, it's either someone who is trying to get into alignment, who's done and is now aligned, but definitely can be the streetcar named Desire energy coming up there as well. Someone not working or not wanting to work, or whatever they've been doing, this war was not working. So it's like ending, the war, ending the war within. Maybe that streetcar named Desire was their inner war or codependency or addiction. And someone, it also could be someone with overindulgence issues offering the love to end the war here. But this energy doesn't need to get sucked back into it if they have their own addictions. That's the only issue. So it can be both ways, whether it's a divine masculine or feminine or somebody else in your worlds. It can be either one. It can be where one is still codependent in some way, and are you going to, it's fine to forgive each other, but are you going to allow them into your world right now if they're not going to take care of themselves, if they're still wrapped up in addictions or codependencies on other people? Or working it out together. Okay, so I'm getting these two are falling out too. So this has to do with a Sagittarius male. All right, and this is coming up too. This is very positive energy here. This could be the masculine coming into his own abilities and intuition, who's a Sagittarius, right, as an angel also, but being patient and in his knowing, with his intuitive or psychic abilities. So it could be a Leo that has Sag and Pisces as well, or it could just be a Leo with a Sag and a Pisces around him. Or he's the Sag, and he's not the Leo at all. He's just very positive influence in the Leo's life. I'm going to put them back, see how they come up for somebody else. Remember, that was Leo. The Emperor reverse was coming up after that. Sagittarius has the Tower reverse. So again, that can just be either avoiding, trying to resist a fall, or the aftermath of what just blew up for the fire sign situations with the Wheel of Fortune up top reversed. Let's see. So for Sagittarius, We have the Two of Pentacles. The Judgment is just definitely seeing the masculine being called to action or hearing the call. And the Wheel of Fortune, again, is reversed. That's specific to Sagittarius. In a downturn or in a space where they need to create momentum to go forward again, like praying for guidance and answers to help him go forward again after juggling or after having been fake or repeating old patterns that needed to be broken, or now coming into new patterns but asking for help to sustain the new patterns, right? To help keep his energy high in the downturn of events or energies, to praying for assistance to help him stay in high vibration. That's what I'm getting. So either which way, even if it's a female, Sagittarius, it's still some final judgments or announcements coming through, a call to action. It could be a cattle call for acting as well, to perform. But maybe the money's not good, or maybe it's a no-pay job. But again, it's in where you need to kind of review things to make sure it's what you want. So the announcement may be good, but just take your time with it to make sure it's what you want. Make sure it's a pattern that you want to get into. I'm also getting the whistleblower with the Judgment, like right announcements coming out about whatever happened in this big explosion here, causing an event which is going to cause some cleanup to do. And that's also the retrograde moment, or the Wheel of Fortune reversed, needing to clean up. So, you know, there can be some really negative energy there, but also there's positive energies within there to help with the cleanup. It's like the after the war syndrome, the PTSD, where everyone's kind of confused as to what to do next, but then there's other people who are always coming forward to help each other out in those situations. So let's go over to Earth signs and see what's up with the Judgment card on top. So Earth signs may be the ones making the announcements. We have the King of Swords reversed, which was the Aries energy, and then the Three of Pentacles of coming together in co-creation, except this is someone who's not in their truth, or maybe coming across as very harsh. So this is coming up on Taurus. So Taurus and Aries may be the same person as well, but Taurus is coming up as the wounded warrior, not giving up, but you know, very wounded and very injured. Hearing the call to action, but not in their truth, not at work anyway. They could be answering the call to action, like hearing their call, or they are awake, but still struggling to let go of their work patterns, okay? Whereas at home and everything, they may have already settled out that situation, but still dealing with work issues. The Three of Pentacles is upright, so I'm not getting like major issues at work, except for his own internal guidance, his inner self, you know, self-defeating thoughts and things like that. And that's why he's still the wounded warrior. So let's see what comes up with that. All right, this is coming up again. So that's confirming Taurus is the wounded warrior. So it definitely could be Mary Magdalene energy there. That could be a karmic energy as well, in a split with the King of Swords. And that would explain why one's the wounded warrior and one's reversed. But they may still be working together. Okay, so there may be some verbal abuse and having to work together, or the silent treatment, or having to hold their tongue, which makes it very uncomfortable. Okay, and depression. So this is all coming up for Taurus. In some kind, it could be a final judgment of a divorce, or a settlement in a case, or just announcements, or being called to action. Let's see what comes up. Virgo's got the Queen of Wands. And whenever someone comes up reversed, it could be that, like, so this is a Queen of Wands, which is fire energies, but that could be, since it's on Virgo, it could be a Virgo moon, right? Because she's not normally a Virgo. So Virgo could be her moon, and she's actually a fire sign. Or like the King of Swords is actually on Aries. So Aries not usually the King of Swords, So the King of Swords air sign could have Aries moon. So that's how that works for me at times. So Virgo for the Queen of Wands reversed, which can be someone who's just exhausted or is losing their temper, pissed. Could be someone who's mean in general, or like I said, it could just be someone with their Virgo in their moon position as opposed to their sun, because it could be a fire sun sign. All right, so Virgo, why is Virgo the Queen of Wands reversed? And again, for all of you, if it doesn't resonate for you, maybe it's not meant for you, you should check, try your moon or rising sign instead. All right. Or it could be Virgo in any part of their chart. It doesn't have to be the moon, but for me, the reversed often signifies the moon. Okay. So Virgo's coming up, and that's very much Virgo energy. Offering help or moving forward in work. This can be difficulty in the past, dealing with past life issues or your childhood issues with your family, doing shadow work, working on these issues, or this is the past returning to work, all right, or worry that the past will return to work. This could be spreading the word about something, all right. This can be two kids too. These can be these two kids who in the past had issues and now they're doing much better, right, because they dealt with their past. Maybe they were doing shadow work, the kids. Yeah, I could see that. All right, or these could be two people or two kids offering help and communication to help someone with their childhood issues or past life issues, or the past returning and coming together to help. That could be babysitting as well. Maybe the Queen of Wands is stuck with two kids they don't want to babysit for. Or maybe she's a single mother now of two children, whereas before she wasn't. And she might have childhood issues herself. So maybe being alone with the kids who are in their positive energy might be a good thing for the Queen of Wands to work through with her own children. All right, so this is betrayal, pain, right? And definite end, a death. So it doesn't have to be a physical death, but it can be with that energy. But that's a very painful death. Or it could be back pain as well, right, with all the swords in the spine. She's feeling defenseless to the energies or to attacks, or no longer caring. When you get to this point where you have this much pain, you no longer care what anyone thinks. So this is actually that good card. When you become defenseless to their actions, you don't care anymore. So you let go, you surrender. So that's really good actually for the Virgo energy. All right, there's someone coming clean as well to any sneaky behavior, half-truths, and these could be kids again. So again, it's coming up with someone with two kids, or this can represent the masculine and feminine as well. The masculine being the student to the feminine who awakened ahead of him, or just they're in their power and they want to learn about the energy or seeing things at different angles. That's coming up for Virgo. And exchange, this is expressing feelings, exchanging love back and forth, as well as a heated exchange. Could be fights as well. But this is definitely coming up as single mother energy, a newly single mother. They've never been a single mother before, and they may be just exhausted or pissed and tired. All right, then we have Capricorn here is the Two of Cups reversed. All right, so there's something between Virgo and Capricorn for sure. Capricorn has the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands reversed. This is someone who looks like they're speaking or teaching, or they could feel ordered around by them. That's why they're reversed. They have their back turned to them. They don't want to hear about it. This could be someone who is a player, or it could be a kid who doesn't want to hear what their mother has to say. This could be someone who has intentions to ride in quickly or get things done, but then drops at the last minute due to lack of energy. Okay, or it can be, be someone who wants to play somebody else. Could definitely be a negative, nasty energy, or just can't move, right? Good, when you're going through the energies, sometimes you just can't move physically. This is Capricorn. So let's see what else is coming up with Capricorn. The Empress reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed. All right, so here's some really negative energy, and these could be older kids. They could be teens to 20s, 30s, whatever. Or this could be a mother or grandmother reversed. So someone who can't handle the kids, and so the kids aren't happy with them either because they don't like to do anything, especially if it's a grandparent. I'm going to leave that out there because that's like, that could be like someone moving back in with their mother because they're now single with 2 kids. But the kids don't like being left with the grandmother because actually she needs help from them as opposed to her helping them. So it could be someone with Virgo and Capricorn in their chart, or just a negative past as well. So the kids may be reversed here because of a negative past or negative past life. And there's definitely a mother and their mother here, you know, so moving in back in with your mother with your kids because you're single now. So it could be 2 separate situations, or it could be the same person. Capricorn's relating more to the kids and their issues. Virgo's relating more to the mother who's now with the kids and has to take care of them. All right, and there's also been some battles that are now over. Okay, maybe where they were going to live, and finally they settled on something, but looks like with Capricorn, someone's not happy, whereas with the Virgo, they're just exhausted and pissed. But the kids look good. So maybe that's just to say for someone, the kids should live with the Virgo as opposed to the Capricorn, that they'd be better off there. All right, so this is coming up too. So this is not sleeping, rising above. So this is why she's tired, because she's not sleeping, even though the lack of sleep is taking her out of her head, which is good. And you feminines all know that energy, right? So that's coming up for Capricorn, so it's definitely connecting to Virgo as well. So they're all intertwined there. So it could be too where the Empress is the Capricorn, or one of the children is the Capricorn, or both, and that the mother is that Virgo energy, who's also Queen of Swords. Yeah. All right, so let's go on to air signs. Have the 7. And remember, earth signs all had the Judgment card on top. So final decisions, people judging them, announcements being made. That could be listening to YouTube's online as well, but also about, you know, the wake-up call, being called to action. Also, the Red Cross is coming up now for me. Maybe you wanted to help others in your difficulty. It makes you feel better to help others. Doing shadow work. So for the air signs and the 7 of Cups, what do we have for Gemini with the Ace of Cups? So with the Ace of Cups reversed, Gemini has the 6 of Wands, the Hangman, and then the Death card reversed for Gemini. So having been dumped or just feeling overwhelmed right now, dumping attachments no longer for their highest good, feeling pushed to their limits, wanting to be under the radar, not wanting the attention, especially if they're feeling like that, hanging out at home alone, or just to see a new perspective, or just hanging out, needing to rest, not in any kind of space to be able to do anything, can't be physical because they're just kind of paralyzed. It could be after someone's death, or just feeling like they're in a near-death experience right now. So that's for Gemini. All right, so getting more realistic about what needs to be done, feeling overwhelmed, like they can't get done what they need to because of the energies. All right, this can be reaping rewards, so not working and just eating up their savings, or daydreaming of how to go forward next in order to make some money because they can't function right now. Okay, but there is connection here. There's deception about connection, or could be Gemini deceiving themselves about a connection, or about their money issues, coming together for work, whether it's expecting to come together with a partner or twin for work. There could be deception between them, or the Gemini deceiving themselves, or just deceiving themselves about partnering up for work to make money. Okay, I'm going to put that back in the deck though. And it's coming up with the 2 of Cups and Lovers together, so this is definitely twin flame energy. Doesn't matter, this is reversed. But this could be that there's deception, so there's not been any physical sexual relationship. However, it is there in the etheric realms, okay? That can definitely be that energy. And somebody hermiting today for sure. Then we have Libra as the Hierophant energy. Why? and that's connected to Aries. Take a deep breath. Why does Libra have Hierophant that's connected to Aries? All right, so this is coming up. Family completion, holding back sexual and creative energy or frustration, and a completion of a family cycle. So it's upright. So it could be Taurus energy as well. So it can be related to Aries and Taurus. Let's see what else is coming up. All right, someone released from prison or released from their own anxiety. But the I'm getting their first commitment to themselves, which is good. So this is, even though the Hierophant's upright, and that doesn't usually indicate a divorce, I'm getting this is the Libra's commitment to themselves, to their higher self, to God first, right? Or maybe finding their religion, right? Or going to church again if they don't usually go to church, if they're not religious. But it's holding back their third energy. It's like being more connected to their twin. So if they're committing to their higher self, they're committing to their twin, like making a vow not to have sex with anyone else, allowing the family cycle to complete and finding their emotional fulfillment within their connection to their higher self. Okay, so this is also coming through again. So this is connecting Virgo, Taurus, Aries, all to Libra. Was there anything else I missed? All right, so there could be, if that's the masculine partner, this could be the karmic that they split up with she's got no options, even though she's out of the prison. Maybe she didn't want to be in the relationship anymore, but she was staying for stability purposes. But even though out of the prison, she's exhausted or pissed because she didn't have any options or say so in what happened. I'll leave that out for Libra. All right, so now we have this was coming out next for Libra, just because Libra was coming out, I wanted to show you. So it could be, and this was in the read, they were upright in the read. So the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed were upright. It could just be still that there's legal issues, so they're not upright yet because of that, whether this is the masculine and the karmic or the twins that want to come together, and they can't be upright until after completion of these issues with Libra. So I'm going to put them back though, okay? Then we have Aquarius. This is the Seven of Wands reversed. That's also 33, which is the Christ vibration. But we still, for all three of the air signs, have, letting go of attachments and any dark energies. Too many options, too many activities, like just paring down, rather. So Seven of Wands. Why does Aquarius have Seven of Wands? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Okay, so for Aquarius, we have, this is definitely being in chronic purging cycles or chronically stressed. After a fight that's over, even though the fight's over, they're still very stressed, trying to come out of it, but it tends to linger on, right? Because they're not at the 10 yet. In the aftermath of sudden events, disasters, epiphanies, and fight, like this was that big fight. I'm going to leave this out for Aquarius. They're struggling trying to defend themselves or fend off others so that they can deal with their own stress right now. In the aftermath of a battle or sudden destruction, eruption, explosion, epiphany, whatever it is, suddenly, kicking everyone out of the house, saying get out, right? And then feeling stressed still though. Or crying, going into a purge, whatever it is. That's Aquarius. Not the best energy for Aquarius. But it's like they're purging all the emotional attachments that they don't want in their home or around them. All right, now we have water signs, which has the Two of Cups at the top, which is good energy. We have that King of Pentacles, which just came up with Libra, reversed, but it was upright in the read. So let's see why it's in Cancer now. King of Pentacles, reversed. So that could be Cancer in their moon, right? So it could be a King of Pentacles, Earth sign with Cancer moon, who needs to be patient. I'm not pulling this. These kind of flipped on top. I'll show them to you, but I'm going to keep shuffling. Okay, so that's Leo and Pisces for me. So that could be strength, ego, and that could be the Divine Feminine, the seal of Divine Feminine as well. All right, so here we have for Cancer, the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King and Queen of Pentacles and finding peace. Actually, this could be when sending the kids back to the other parent, the King of Pentacles, for Cancer. So she's upright, but he's reversed. So in a breakup, it's like, you know, trying to work out sharing the kids, like, and she's definitely happy when she gets to send the kids back to the King of Pentacles. We also have this reaping rewards by yourself, right? So without the kids, but it's in deception, reaping rewards of deception. Or it could be too, before the sun comes up, the only time that you have to yourself is before the sun comes up, right? When you have kids, when the kids are there. So now that the kids are back, going with the King of Pentacles, Cancer energy, the Queen of Pentacles can now have some peace and enjoy the fruits of her labor. But there is connection there. So there may be, even though it's tough with the kids when they're by themselves, each with the kids, there's Two of Cups at the top, so they may be on the same page, so that's working out. Or they split up because of a Two of Cups situation. They're both going in other directions with other people, but they're not coming up. It just has to do with them working out their issues. That's Cancer. Or the Queen of Pentacles is moving away. So she's moving out of the house. Or finding the peaceful situation. They may be saying that they are, pretending like they're good about it, but they're not. They're being deceiving. Or the King of Pentacles could be. But there's some kind of moving to peace there. Someone's getting some peace. Whether it's deceptive or not. But the early morning hours, again, before the sun coming up, may be a good time to get some peace. The King of Pentacles may have lost money in a divorce, right? Because he had to pay out half. So she may be happier than him. Then we have the Scorpio energy is the Ten of Wands reversed. Scorpio, nice. So he's letting go of his burdens, confessing, man of passion in his power, being patient, being angelic even, taking one step at a time, knowing who he is. Look at that. That's for Scorpio. So this came up before with Leo, but it's also coming up for Scorpio. So it could be Scorpio could have Leo in their chart. But it could be a Scorpio with Sagittarius, a Sagittarius and a Pisces around them. But really positive energy there. Using their intuition, being angelic, having a higher love for themselves. All right, and this could be the Scorpio could be the person offering love to the Leo after a war or after an inner war, right? Or after a loss of the work, a job that they don't like. Emperor, so someone might have left, someone's boss, they might have been a jerk. No rest, right? Or this could be someone who passed, a father who passed, or a boss who passed. So trying to make peace with all that. So if it's a boss, it has to do with quitting a job. But for the Scorpio, he's good. Scorpio's fine. Leo might have left a job. And Scorpio might be helping him out with that. Or people may be looking for roommates as well. But Scorpio, I'm just saying, is good on their own. They've let go of all their issues. They are the man of power, the man of passion right now. Also, it could be Scorpios just dropped their burdens and confessed to the King of Wands, along with a High Priestess and an angel. They could be 3 people, or it could just be 1 or 2 people. It just depends. But again, rising above or coming out after rest, not needing rest anymore because they're good. This is about no longer bored, no longer wanting to settle in love, right? And coming out. This is my coming out party, right? For Scorpio. Might have to, it's connected to Libra as well. And there could be a Scorpio female who's reversed. All right, so let's go on here. For Pisces, we have that 9 of Swords reversed, which is also on Aquarius. So that could be the same person, or it could have Pisces moon, could be, or what am I saying? Either way, it could be Pisces, someone with Pisces and Aquarius in their chart. So Pisces has the 10 of Pentacles reversed, with 4 of Pentacles upright and 5 of Pentacles upright. All right, so this is Pisces who either lost a lot of money and now has to save again because they lost their savings, feeling destitute and out in the cold. Now they can't go out and party like they did before because they lost a bunch of money. Or this could be just making themselves sovereign from a dysfunctional family and having to earn their own way. But as long as they have love, they're good together. Okay, but this could definitely be feeling abandonment wounds or destitution, anything, feeling left out in the cold, out in exile from the church or a group or establishment, whatever it is, the family, okay? But this is a child for sure, being good without the family, finding their way on their own and actually being proud of themselves, even though it's not easy. Like learning their lessons of how to handle money. I can attest to that too, for sure, for Pisces. These are coming out as well. So in needing to move homes or had to cancel a party or a relationship or a wedding, this is settling out in a divorce type thing as well. This has to do with synchronicities and seeing your synchronicities, but also has to do with too many options, right? Or one is standing above the rest. This could be settling out and knowing what you want. Like you want this, you don't care about the rest, and settling out from a divorce. So that could be Pisces as well. And they all have to do with a coming together here. So whether people are letting go of families and other people or not, there's still a seeing eye to eye, so it's in a good way. So these are also coming out for Pisces. A new life, a new offer, a new infusion. Someone might be walking away next time for something that's too good to be true, right? Knowing better. Maybe they experienced a difficult situation with losing finances and know to walk away next time, right? To know themselves first and not get taken. Yeah, so looking back in hindsight, it could be dealing with a car for sure. Like having lost money, dealing with a car, going to a car dealer, and now going to be wiser next time, or just any kind of obstacle or brokenness, or being on a war path, and how looking back, what was the point of all that, right? Just so you can look good, or why did you have to be at war? It just drained your own energy. Next time to walk away when it's too good but to be true. That you're good with your own world, right? You're an island unto yourself. You know how to control your inner beast. It's about connection to your higher self. Taming your inner beast, and that's definitely the divine feminine, right? Seal divine feminine dancing to the beat of her own drum, right? She's got her upgraded DNA, one in each hand. She's got her inner beast under control, conserving her third energy, and seeing eye to eye with her higher self, which is her twin for the twins. And again, we have the lovers right next to that. So that's definitely confirming twin energy coming off of Pisces. But I also want to give you some energy here. So like I said, the Fool is here. It was at the bottom of the deck underneath those top 4 cards. And then I pulled some cards afterward. So we have these top 4 cards here first, and then these top 4. And I'll show you them as I pull them. Here, you can see a little bit better. But I want to clarify them too. So for everyone, this is for all 12 signs. We have the King of Wands reversed. He was upright over there, and for Leo. But here he's coming up as, you know, when a King of Wands reversed can be a real jerk. He can be yelling and throwing temper tantrums all the time, or just completely exhausted. And under the fire signs, I'm getting more right now, complete exhaustion. And then detoxing for earth signs. Under the air signs is boldly moving forward and ascending, okay? Or going to the emergency room, possibly. The water signs have the hangman, so hanging out and being wise next time instead of rushing into things, learning from their mistakes. And then we have, again, here is being in your knowing for the fire signs, not pretending not to know. It's better to be truthful at all times. Not needing to know, because you already can use your intuition to find out that way. For earth, also we have the abundant family, right? Having your dreams come true after going through detox, that you can have everything if you just let go of the need to control or whatever. It could be something very simple. That if you just let go, you can have all of this. And then we have under the air signs, walking away, right? A bold move to move or travel or just walk away and go within for peace, for air signs, to let go of all attachments that no longer serve. And then for water signs, we have healing and forgiving. And this is really about yourself, healing and forgiving yourself. And that for me can be Capricorn energy as well. Cancer energy under the air signs, Capricorn energies under the earth signs, and then more fire under the fire. We didn't start the fire. That's coming up now. The bottom of the mini deck now is the Emperor reversed. Let's see what was underneath that. All right. So in a separation or heartbreak, or he could have had a heart attack, a father who may have passed. All right. And this could have to do with the twin energy, the Hermit being alone, shedding light on all of this. All right. This could just be a masculine too, an ego death, going through separation and heartbreak. Or again, it could be any kind of heart problems. But this is twins shedding light on it. And then it's because of the lack of affection. Okay, needing to tame the inner beast. I did pull some more cards after those last 8. So that has to do with the King of Wands exhausted, in detox, moving boldly ahead, whether moving or traveling or ascending, to just be still and be wise and see different perspectives before making moves next time. Or going to the ER, checking themselves into rehab or whatever it is, just to be still and be wise. Being in your knowing so that you can have your dream family. And then even when you get to that place, going back within again, whenever you need to check yourself. Okay, healing and forgiving yourself and others. And then we come here to being the student of the gold coin, seeing all angles of a situation, allowing yourself to learn, to be a student again. Because, you know, when you're in your ego too much, you don't want to be a student because you know everything, right? So even when the harsh truth comes in, so that you can be calm and look at all sides of it, it's okay. I can deal with that. Even when there's this person who wants to play you for a fool, that's okay, I'll be a fool. It's always remaining the student, being calm in all situations, even when there's other people around you who think they know everything, okay? To just allow it all. And don't allow that to make you upset or make you react. So the last 4 cards we have, that's definitely, like I said, could be the Sealed Divine Feminine. It could be completing the cycle, completing your world, going around the world, floating in a pool, hanging out in the neighborhood, but you know, sealed, you're protected by nature. And this is definitely someone choosing a path, choosing the new path, choosing the Divine Feminine, choosing left, the new, the awakened path. Okay, in the full moon energies, who let the dogs out? That's Metatron and Michael, right? Barking at the full moon, trying to get the masculine, just telling the full moon to go away, the false light, so the masculine can do his work. And then the masculine coming out of all this as the King of Cups upright, unconditional love, which is the day today, 37. So definitely going to end with that. Drink your water, get your rest. Have Have fun with your family, friends, and just yourself. Rise and be loved, guys. Bye.